This is Chris Brinkerhoff reporting for Hot Potato, and I'm here with Jeff Green. Jeff, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
You were explaining that you had the famous Door Theater in Chicago for 20 years, and I was wondering what impact you saw that that theater had on the community.
Because we did new works and seldom produced works, it exposed a lot of people to shows again that they wouldn't have seen if they didn't know were out there. And one of our main goals was to have a very high standard for quality of production. So the acting was always great, the sets were always inventive and beautiful, the lighting design was always very creative and great direction. So that we pulled together a lot of the best talent that was in the city at the time and really created some very memorable shows that are gone down as some of the best shows that were in Chicago during the time.
I'm here with Tom Akuris.
You
Did I
got
say
it.
that right?
Yes, you did. Perfect.
Okay, Tom. And Tom just performed in the latest performance of Lost in Yonkers, and he plays the father, Eddie. Why is community theater, and specifically Cutting Hall, important for Palatine?
Cutting Hall is, number one, a historic landmark. I think that it is a beautiful theater. I feel so privileged to be in what I like to call hallowed halls. I mean, if you look around, it's a beautiful theater. It's large and it's inviting and it's a wonderful thing. And I think that we help to keep that tradition alive. So by being in a theater like this, we help to continue a long tradition. I mean, this place is very old, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of performances have gone on, and we're the latest. So we feel very, very privileged to do it. So it's important for Palatine too, to see that a historic landmark is being utilized and continues to live and to grow within the community.
I'm here with Robert and Sheila here at Lost in Yonkers at Cutting Hall in Palatine. Why don't we start with Sheila? Sheila, can you tell us a little bit about what you saw tonight?
The great performance. It was just really great. You did good with the everything. I just enjoyed the entire performance, and the kids were awesome. Well, it was more or less about, the families back in the times when there wasn't a lot of money, and
During World War II, right?
during World War II, and just what the upbringing and the tightness of the families that had no money and what they had to do in order to survive, and with the poverty.
This is Chris reporting for Hot Potato, and I'm here with
Mike Strachey
and
Pat Strachey. I'm from Inverness, the husband of one of the actresses in the play, Laura Strachey, and asked my mom if she'd join me tonight to see her in this play. We haven't seen her yet, but we hear she's got 6 lines, and we're waiting to see that, and plus we're enjoying ourselves.
Right.
All right.
Charles.
I don't think I've ever had one of
My
these
name is
before.
Chris. I'm with
Yeah.
Hot Potato.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for taking a minute.
Thanks for having
You just
me.
were in the performance of Lost in Yonkers.
Yes, sir.
And you played Johnny.
Yes, sir.
But what our viewers don't know is that when I ran into you in the foyer for the show, you were dressed as, it looked like to me like a marching band uniform, but apparently it was an usher.
Yes, it's
And when I approached you, you were in character, but I didn't know that.
kind of, sort of, I guess. I mean, I don't know if I'm doing it quite correctly yet, but yeah, in theory.
Is that part of the process, though, to get into character, to go into it level by level?
I should. It didn't even occur to me until tonight, which is a little slow, but after tonight, I definitely should enjoy the lobby part of the gig a bit more.
Well, were you or were you not in character when I saw you?
I'm working on it.
were a
I'm
little
working
bit.
on
I
it. A
thought
little
so.
bit, but not enough.
Because you were totally different when you walked by here earlier than when you were before the show.
But the weird thing is, I mean, the characters have a certain amount of retardation. I mean, myself and Janice Bella, and it's disturbing how easily that comes sometimes. I have a master's degree, and I don't have to act at being slow nearly as much as I would
Well,
like.
I almost think it's not even really being slow sometimes. It's a matter of just thinking differently.
And I actually work with people with disabilities, so I should
There's much
have
more
more of a
there than people give them
connection.
credit for, I think.
sometimes. I mean, it's hard to say. And all of the people I work with, the people with disabilities, they're all on top of their disability. I have a few with retardation, a few with autism, but all of my clients are deaf. So I have very little contact with hearing folks with disabilities. Not that that makes any difference, but you're, I guess, changing languages in observation or something, I don't know.
The grandma is a stitch. She's got kind of a old German kraut.
Yeah,
you know,
she's
smarty
really
pants.
does play the role well.
Yeah.
But each and every one of them do. I'm very impressed. It's not, I don't get the feeling with any one of them that they're just acting. I really don't. I really feel, that's what I said, I think they're all doing a great job.
It actually reminded me of my own family. Grandma was just like my grandma.
Yeah. And you knew that she actually wanted to hug and love, but there was no way she was going to let that be seen by the children.
What do you think the benefits for the community are?
I don't know so much about the community, but live theater is, you know, the interaction between a live actor or actors and audience is something that sadly not enough folks experience. I read somewhere that only 5% of the country even attends live theater. And when you take that 5% and, you know, rule out the old Highland Park ladies who go see, you know, Les Mis and Phantom, you know, we're competing for a very, very small demographic here. And it's sad. I mean, my own son is dragged kicking and screaming to these shows, and I got no problem having him sit through 3 hours of George Lopez on the telly. I don't know. I think,
Go ahead.
I don't know. And I can't, and aside from experiencing as an audience and experiencing as an actor, I can't quite tangibly say why it's important, but I keep showing up so I know what it is.
In the winter, in December, the last several years, we've done our own adaptation of an L. Frank Baum book called The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, which sort of tracks his beginnings and how he started out as an infant all the way up to when he became the Santa Claus that we know in folklore right now. And so actually pulled from many different countries' folklore about a Santa Claus type figure. So we've done that as a holiday tradition here, and we might be doing that again this year.
Well, that'd be great. That means that at Cutting Hall, everyone can come see who is Santa Claus. Why do you guys think community theater is important?
Well, basically just because of the fact that it gives people like Laura and Tommy the opportunity to be able to perform this way at all. And they wouldn't have it. They really enjoy it. We know Laura really just enjoys it. She wouldn't have had the opportunity if it wouldn't have been for...
We always kid her that one day she's going to start getting paid for all this work, all these hours she's put in. And her kids always kid her that, you know, geez, Mom, you know, all this time is put in, but she loves it. She really does.
She's been doing it for a number of years now.
And she never did it when the kids were young, and she could not do it because she was raising the kids. Now that they're all adults, she is really, of course, you never hear her complain. Comes home late at night, and I think these kind of things have a spot for her, you know, for people like that and do that. That's wonderful.
Who knows?
What is hot potato? Explain to me.
A hot potato is the little stories that fill you up. We cover the stories that the major media outlets don't cover.